Muhammad Ali, born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. on January 17, 1942, was an American professional boxer and activist. By late 1963, Ali had become the top contender for Sonny Liston's title. The fight was set for February 25, 1964 in Miami Beach. The rest of the story coming up. This is KRT, Critical Race Theory. It's not the one they teach in law school, but the one banned in public schools. In this episode, it's part 2 of Muhammad Ali, Sting Like a Bee. At the time, he was known as Cassius Clay, a fast-talking 22-year-old challenger who had won the light heavyweight gold medal at the 1960 Olympics in Rome, Italy. The signatures of Clay's style were constant movement and a tendency to keep his hands low and lean away from punches. They were viewed as fundamental flaws that were quickly exploited by an experienced, hard-hitting heavyweight like Liston. Liston was an intimidating personality, a dominating fighter with a criminal past and ties to the mob. Based on Ali's uninspired performance against Jones and Cooper in his previous 2 fights, and Liston's destruction of former heavyweight champion Floyd Patterson in 2 first-round knockouts, Ali was a 7-1 underdog. Despite this, Ali taunted Liston during the pre-fight build-up, dubbing him the Big Ugly Bear, stating Liston even smells like a bear, and claiming, after I beat him, I'm going to donate him to the zoo. Clay's pulse rate was measured at 120, more than double his normal 54. The outcome of the fight was a major upset. At the opening bell, Liston rushed at Clay, seemingly angry and looking for a quick knockout. However, Clay's superior speed and mobility enabled him to elude Liston, making the champion miss and look awkward. At the end of the first round, Clay opened up his attack and hit Liston repeatedly with jabs. Liston fought better in round 2, but at the beginning of the 3rd round, Clay hit Liston with a combination that buckled his knee and opened a cut under his left eye. This was the first time that Liston had ever been cut. At the end of round 4, Clay was returning to his corner when he began experiencing blinding pain in his eyes and told his trainer, Angelo Dundee, to cut off his gloves. Dundee refused. It has been speculated that the problem was due to ointment used to seal Liston's cuts, perhaps deliberately applied by his corner to his gloves. Though unconfirmed, boxing historian Bert Sugar said that 2 of Liston's opponents also complained about their eyes burning. Despite Liston's attempts to knock out a blinded Clay, Clay was able to survive the 5th round until sweat and tears rinsed the irritation from his eyes. In the 6th, now Clay dominated, hitting Liston repeatedly. Liston did not answer the bell for the 7th round, and Clay was declared the winner by TKO. Liston stated that the reason he quit was an injured shoulder. Following the win, a triumphant Clay rushed to the edge of the ring and, pointing to the ringside press, shouted,
I don't have a mark on my face, and I upset Sonny Liston, and I just turned 22 years old. I must be the greatest. I told the world, I talk to God every day. If God's with me, can't nobody be against me. I shook up the world. I know God. I know the real God. I had him going in 8th. I was getting ready to take him in the 8th, as you can see. But the man stopped it just to keep from making me look so great. He wanted to go to heaven, so I took him in 7th. Oh, I'm a bad man. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
In winning this fight at the age of 22, Clay became the youngest boxer to take the title from a reigning heavyweight champion. However, Floyd Patterson remained the youngest to win the heavyweight championship, doing so at age 21. Mike Tyson broke both records in 1986 when he defeated Trevor Beberick to win the heavyweight title at age 20. Soon after the Liston fight, Clay changed his name to Cassius X, and then later to Muhammad Ali upon converting to Islam and affiliating with the Nation of Islam. Ali then faced a rematch with Liston scheduled for May 1965 in Lewiston, Maine. The fight was controversial. Midway through the first round, Liston was knocked down by a difficult-to-see blow that the press dubbed a phantom punch. Referee Jersey Joe Walcott did not begin the count immediately after the knockdown, as Ali refused to retreat to a neutral corner. Liston rose after he had been down for about 20 seconds, and the fight momentarily continued. However, a few seconds later, Walcott, having been informed by the timekeepers that Liston had been down for a count of 10, stopped the match and declared Ali the winner by knockout. The entire fight lasted less than 2 minutes. Now here's something I never heard before. It has since been speculated that Liston purposely dropped to the ground. Proposed motivations include threats on his life from the Nation of Islam, that he had bet against himself, and that he took a dive to pay off debts. Slow motion replays show that Liston was jarred by a chopping right from Ali, although it is unclear whether the blow was a genuine knockout punch. Next, Ali defended his title against former heavyweight champion Floyd Patterson on November 22, 1965. Before the match, Ali mocked Patterson, who was widely known to call him by his former name Cassius Clay, as an Uncle Tom, calling him the Rabbit, although Ali clearly had the better of Patterson, who appeared injured during the fight. The match lasted 12 rounds before being called on a technical knockout. Patterson later said he had strained his sacroiliac. Ali was criticized in the sports media for appearing to have toyed with Patterson during the fight. Patterson's biographer, W.K. Stratton, claims that the conflict between Ali and Patterson was not genuine, but was staged to increase ticket sales and the closed-circuit viewing audience, with both men complicit in the theatrics. Stratton also cites an interview by Howard Cosell in which Ali explained that rather than toying with Patterson, he refrained from knocking him out after it became apparent Patterson was injured. Stratton states that Ali arranged the second fight in 1972 with the financially struggling Patterson to help the former champion earn enough money to pay a debt to the IRS. After the Patterson fight, Ali founded his own promotion company, Main Bout. The company mainly handled Ali's boxing promotions and pay-per-view closed-circuit television broadcasts. The company's stockholders were mainly fellow Nation of Islam members, along with several others, including Bob Arum. Ali and then WBA heavyweight champion boxer Ernie Terrell had agreed to meet for a bout in Chicago on March 29, 1966. The WBA, one of two boxing associations, has stripped Ali of his title following his joining the Nation of Islam. But in February, Ali was reclassified by the Louisville Draft Board as 1A from 1Y, and he indicated that he would refuse to serve, commenting to the press,
"My conscience won't let me go shoot my brother or some darker people or some poor hungry people in the mud for big powerful America and shoot them for what? They never called me nigger. They never lynched me. They never put no dogs on me. They never robbed me of my nationality, raped and killed my mother and father. What I'm going to shoot them for what? How am I going to shoot them? Them little poor little black people, little babies and children and women. How can I shoot them poor people? Just take me to jail."
Amidst the media and public outcry over Ali's stance, the Illinois Athletic Commission refused to sanction the fight, citing technicalities. Instead, Ali went to Canada and Europe and won championship bouts. Ali returned to the United States to fight Cleveland Williams at the Astrodome in Houston on November 14, 1966. The bout drew a record-breaking indoor crowd of 35,460 people. Williams had once been considered among the hardest punchers in the heavyweight division, but in 1964 he had been shot at point-blank range by a Texas policeman, resulting in the loss of one kidney and 10 feet of his small intestine. Ali dominated Williams, winning a third-round technical knockout in what some consider the finest performance of his career. Ali fought Terrell in Houston on February 6, 1967. Terrell was unbeaten in 5 years and had defeated many of the boxers Ali had faced. He was billed as Ali's toughest opponent since Liston. During the lead-up to the bout, Terrell repeatedly called Ali Clay. The two almost came to blows over the name issue in a pre-fight interview with Howard Cosell. He said a clean knockout is too good for him. The fight was close until the 7th round when Ali blooded Terrell and almost knocked him out. In the 8th round, Ali taunted Terrell, hitting him with jabs and shouting between punches, "What's my name? Uncle Tom, what's my name?" Ali won a unanimous 15-round decision. Critics described the bout as one of the ugliest boxing fights. After Ali's title defense against Zora Foley on March 22nd, he was stripped of his title due to his refusal to be drafted to Army service. His boxing license was also suspended by the state of New York. He was convicted of draft evasion on June 20th and sentenced to 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. He paid a bond and remained free while the verdict was being appealed. This has been Critical Race Theory, Episode 7, Muhammad Ali, Sting Like a Bee, Part 2. Thanks for checking in. Please like and subscribe and share this video with your friends and family. We'll see you next time.